Namaste Krishna Rao garu. Welcome to IYR Talks English edition. The annual budget, which is a ritual, is placed before the Parliament for the 9th consecutive time by the Finance Minister Mrs. Nirmala Sitaraman garu yesterday. On a Sunday, for the first time also is a record. After independence, a budget has been placed on a Sunday. And but the people's expectation before the budget is lot, and some of the aspirations of or expectations of the industry, the investors, and all that is not met. So that is immediately it is reflected because budget and stock markets has got a correlation. The markets felt very badly, and of course slowly they are recovering, and once the people understand and all that, of course, in Monday's markets have positively reacted to particular sectors where there is a fillip to these things. Because only to dissuade speculation and also to meet its target, Nirmala Sitharaman has hiked securities transaction tax as far as the speculative that is futures and options segment of the stock markets. And of course, but the number of people who trade in the stock markets and all that is comparatively very less as you compare to the West and all that. But to dissuade people from not losing the money, I think it's a right step in the correct direction. That's what I feel. So, or otherwise, lot of capital expenditure layouts have been done for the overall development of the economy and to make the economy run on smooth rail. So this being the thing, most of the people, industrialists and all others also, they express their happiness because on strategic and key areas, she has given a very good incentive, like development of critical material and development of freight and then rail corridors, particularly in the place, and also then linking canals. So some new innovative things has taken place. So what do you think? How do you rate Nirmala Sitharaman's budget presentation this time? Can you give the more details?
Yeah, I mean, each budget need not be dramatic. Each budget need not specifically give concessions to this segment or that segment. That happens once in a while. But otherwise, a good budget is a steady budget. Steady budget which concentrates on higher capital expenditure, lower revenue deficit, and fiscal deficit within certain limits, and enables qualitative expenditure. That's far, far more important. How much you have spent is not the criteria. How well you have spent is more important. And then fill up those gaps, critical gaps, which would help in accelerating the economic development. Viewed from this angle, this budget is a comprehensively good budget. About 53 lakh crores budget, out of which the capital expenditure has stepped up to 12 lakh crores. From I think earlier 10 or 11 lakh crores, it has gone up to 12 lakh crores. But there's another 5 lakh crores which is transferred on the revenue account from the central government to state and local bodies. But that is spent for capital expenditure in the state level and the local bodies level. If you add that up, the overall capital expenditure because of Government of India expenditure is about 17 lakh crores, which is quite substantial. And this capital expenditure has been going up after NDA government has taken over. In the last one decade, it used to be around 2.7% of the GDP. It has now gone up to 4.4%. From almost 11% of the total expenditure, it's now 22% or 27% of the total expenditure. It's a good thing. So they have been focusing on the capital expenditure side. There's no doubt about that. Second most important thing is fiscal consolidation. They were on a path of fiscal consolidation when suddenly the COVID appeared. COVID government has to spend. It went up to 6.1% of the GDP in those days. From there, slowly, they are getting it down. This year, it's about 4.4% of the GDP. Next year, they propose it to 4.3%. So slowly, even that fiscal consolidation is being taken care of. In terms of fiscal consolidation, not just the fiscal deficit, what is your debt as a percentage of GDP is also very, very important. There I think we are about 55 or 56%. You have to get it down to 40%. Even there also there is a lot of progress, though gradually year by year. That's another area where some good things are happening. Revenue deficit, they are keeping it constant at 1.25%. But I think they'll have to reduce it further. Then only you will have greater surpluses to invest on investment. But one fundamental area they will have to concentrate is resource mobilization, because tax resources as a percentage of the GDP are hovering around 10 to 11%, whereas for developed countries they are up to 30 to 40%. Unless you have that much of a money, the budget cannot become big. That's an area where the government needs to focus on, because for us agriculture is not taxed. There are also ways of evading taxes. So I think that's where they will have to concentrate more in the future.
And since some states are also going in for elections, I think Sitharaman has also kept in her mind of sensitizing and giving support to certain states.
Yeah, they have, but then they did not. Luckily, they have not announced any freebies. That would have been the worst thing to do, because elections are around the corner. They did not go ahead and recklessly announce new freebie schemes. That's a good thing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.